Hey everyone, welcome to the next video. This one I'm pretty excited. This is a bit of a game changer for me. This is a new bit of technology that I've been pretty keen on the last 6 or 12 months. The biggest difficulty I face with adventures, especially overnight adventures, is batteries dying in cameras and drones, things like that. Also keeping stuff cold. You've got to have a chili bin with ice, and can't have a fridge or anything like that. So this right here will allow me to do maybe adventures up to about a week, being off-grid or without power, and having some power to charge up devices and fishing drones and keeping stuff cool. So you might have guessed it, it's a portable power station. So let's get to it. Let's start unboxing it. It is well taped up. Oh look! Okay, I'm gonna have to turn this upside down. It's going. And then we do it all again. Well packaged, which is a good sign. Probably some cords and leads and things. Alright, here we go. Alright, there we go. So this is the iForway brand. It sort of competes with EcoFlow and Bluetti and Jackery and things like that, except bang for buck, spec for spec, because I was looking at the EcoFlow Delta as well, and this by far, spec for spec, actually I think bang for buck is better. There's a few pros and cons for this and the EcoFlow. The EcoFlow is definitely more the well-known brand, and it's kind of, I guess, what's the word? It's kind of the benchmark, I guess, when it comes to portable power stations. But like other things like Apple iPhone and things like that, it's kind of a lot of the brand name hype. The biggest advantage this has, I believe, over the EcoFlow is that these have lithium phosphate batteries versus the EcoFlow has lithium ion. These things have, from memory, 3,000 plus cycles of the battery versus the EcoFlow is only about 800. So in terms of the battery life, as how long the battery will actually last, and how long you can actually have it working, is far longer than the EcoFlow product. There's other couple of little bits and pieces differences, but this here retails, well, I got it for around the $1,500 mark, New Zealand dollars, whereas the EcoFlow is nearly, I think, 2,300. So there's a massive difference in price, and this has better battery technology. The EcoFlow, you can piggyback another battery unit on top of the actual unit to give you double the battery capacity, whereas this one I don't believe you can. But it has, over here, it has got a solar panel input, which down the track I'll end up getting. At this stage I won't worry about it. But you've got these are outputs here, so your car socket. So I'll probably plug the fridge into that, which is also coming. A couple of DC outputs there. The inputs here, so you've got your standard 230 volt, 240 volt input that you just plug in at home to charge it. DC input as well, which you can charge from a cigarette lighter car socket, and your solar input. It has 6 240 volt outputs there to whatever charge batteries, run a fridge, whatever it might be, as well as 4 USB A's there, and USB-Cs, so it's pretty well featured. Nice big handle, big robust case. It's got an extra earth screw there for earth straps if you want. A couple of fans. So yeah. What we got in this one too, this is probably just the charger cable, I believe. Yep, just a standard charger cable and information book, but don't need that. I'm a man, we don't use those. So yeah, well, I guess we'll just turn it on, see what happens. And nothing. So I thought there'd be a bit of charge in it, but there isn't. So we'll charge it up this afternoon, and yeah, I'll do some more, I guess, chats about it and reviews on the adventures. My biggest thing is I want to see how long it powers a portable fridge for. Yeah, so pretty exciting. Anyway, we'll see you on the next adventure, and hopefully with this bad boy. Thanks to the magic of film, it's now about 3 or 4 weeks since I did that unboxing video you've just seen. So I've got some real world results that I'll run through just in case anyone's interested. I plugged in my 12 volt fridge into the battery using the AC inverter and plugged it into the 240 volt connection on the battery. And with a fridge and freezer configuration, the battery lasted around about 24 hours just at home. Then the next test I did was using the cigarette lighter attachment into the output of the battery, and that lasted a little longer, an extra another 3 or 4 hours I think it was on top of that. And then the last test I did was having both zones of the fridge as a fridge instead of one fridge, one freezer, and I got about 30 hours out of the battery using that one, so that was good. During camping trips I'd probably only use the fridge setting anyway. It's only trips where if I'm going on a fishing trip or something where I need to get some bait frozen, then I'll use the freezer section as well. In terms of the solar, I've got a little solar panel that I'll plug into the solar section of the battery, and in full sun that'll get up to about 140 watts input, and that's a 200 watt solar panel. It's a folding solar panel that I got from JCar. I'll put the link in the description. It's pretty economical to buy, pretty cheap, and they do a pretty decent job. I guess the longevity of it will be will tell obviously years down the track, but we'll see how that one goes. But initially it's a pretty decent panel for the price. When the days are overcast, it can be anywhere from 60 or 50 watts up to about 90 watts depending on how cloudy it is, and then back to full sun again, and will produce anywhere from 120 to 140 watts. When the fridge is running, and when I mean running, when it's plugged in and the actual compressor is running in the fridge, it'll draw about 50 watts. So if I get a day that's or a couple of days with full sun and I run the fridge, I can basically run the fridge and have full sun to charge up the battery, and it'll last indefinitely as long as I have some sun to charge it up. I have noticed that with the USB outputs, they are a little bit wiggly and don't actually have a firm click or connection when you plug in a phone or battery chargers or anything like that, but it does still work, so it's just a niggly little thing, I guess. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the result. It means I can go off grid for more than a few days, even up to a week probably, as long as I get some sun to recharge the batteries. What I have been doing is plugging the fridge into my 12 volt cigarette lighter connection in the truck, and then running the truck for a little while just to power the fridge, and then I can have the full sun, the full solar, I guess, energy charging up the battery, which that'll charge it up a bit quicker since the fridge isn't using it. I'll put the link to the battery in the description, and also the solar panel as well, and the fridge in case anyone's interested. So feel free to comment and like it, subscribe if you like, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you on the next one.